I was just listening to Dirge from Darkside from the anime Hunter x Hunter. Every time I listen to that soundtrack, uh, it makes me think of um, the Dark Continent in Hunter x Hunter. Um, Let me tell you about the Dark Continent. So, in Hunter x Hunter, the Dark Continent is supposed to be the world that is outside, like, the known world. That's supposed to be, like, super hostile. But there's, like, a lot to gain from the Dark Continent. Like, there's this one thing called, I think it might be called nitro rice, that is supposed to, like, I'm not sure if indefinitely extend your lifespan. It's just it's like the equivalent of, like, New World, like, Discovery, which is why it's so fascinating to me. Every time I think about, like, venturing out, which is all I want to do, like discovery, science, philosophy, I think of, you know, on occasion I'll listen to that song, that soundtrack, or look up the Dark Continent and read more about it. Anyway, so I just wanted to share a little bit more with you, a little bit about the Dark Continent with you. So let me give you an idea of this fucking place. Okay? So I just read that, so supposedly the ancestors of humans came from the Dark Continent and then left and came to the known world and set up the known world. The magical beasts from the Chimera Ant arc are supposed to have come from the Dark Continent, and we knew what chaos they brought. It is said that every time humans have voyaged to the Dark Continent, have excursed is the word they used, to the Dark Continent, calamitous things have happened. So, because it's so dangerous, they, 200 years ago, the V5, not sure what the V5 are, but in Hunter x Hunter world, you can look it up. They said they established the inviolability treaty, which means that no one can go. But in spite of that, there have been 149 attempts at voyages to the Dark Continent, only 5 of which were successful in bringing back survivors. And in total, they were 28 people out of voyages numbering 149. So I don't know how many it takes to make a voyage. I'm guessing it's, a number of people. But let me give you the figure. The survival rate for the Dark Continent is 0.04%. It's not even a percent, dude. It's not even a tenth of a percent. You're going the opposite direction. You're 100%. For someone who grew up in a world of like, oh, you need to be academically excellent. I was told by my scholarship college counselor, oh, Stanford is the most selective of the selectives. Their admission rate is like 3 or 4%. Well, this is 100 times harder to do. To go to the Dark Continent and survive. When I first read about the Dark Continent, when I first discovered it and read about it, I'm guessing this was in the past year, maybe around a year ago, within the past year thereabouts. I read that when it comes to the Dark Continent, the only victory is survival. Dude, that's the most humble and realistic thing, and perhaps the most productive thing to say. The only victory is survival. That reminds me of Grey's Anatomy. In one of the earliest episodes, I think in the first season, maybe? Meredith Grey, who narrates, at one point said, there are no winners and losers. Victory is measured by how many lives you saved. These things to me are on the same line. It makes so much sense.